Hey everybody, looks like we're live. Let's make sure. Can we see it? Don't see the screen yet. There we go. We are live. Thank you everybody that's coming out either in the live or the recording. I had the wrong title up before. I jumped the gun. I was preparing for the Carifta games because that's the one I wanted to really cover. I kind of saw bits and pieces of champs. I got a lot of things that are going on right now, so I didn't get to see everything, but like I said, we'll be starting to do weekly live streams, so at least I wanted to do this. There are some things that I missed this week, and there are some things that I did get. I did not see the full champs that took place in Jamaica. I did see other meets. We got some good things that are coming out looking like here. So let me make sure we get some people in. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? All right. All right. So, yeah. I think that let's start this one off pretty good. I lost my screen. Give me just a second. Okay. Let's start this off pretty good. So, let's get straight into it. Now, I'm sure that you all saw this first. Since this took place first, we got Adija Hodge that is really just tearing it up. And I know a lot of y'all saw this before. I was going to have a standalone video. I did record that. Something to do with my sound or something like that. I have no freaking clue where it doesn't take that. But what do y'all think about her smashing that U20 record? A 22.77. 16 years old, 22.77. Gosh dang. These kids seem to be getting younger and faster. It's not the older and faster. They're getting younger and faster. We can all say the tracks and the shoes and everything like that. That's great. That's great. But what we're seeing right here, we're seeing people run on a whole other freaking level. All right, this isn't even something that we can say, yo, this is something that people can relate to. Because you know, when you meet these kind of older people, matter of fact, hold on, let me see something on my stream. I'm not seeing something on the screen that you guys should be. Either the lag on this is extreme, or yeah, it looks like this is 20 seconds delayed. I wanted it to be 20-second delay lag on here. Let me just make sure of something. I think we are about 20 seconds. Let me actually add in here to make sure I can hear myself too. Oh no, okay. That means it's a different lag that's hidden there. If you're here, smash the like button. Thank you. But anyway, yeah. Hodge has killed it in the 200. I don't think there's anybody really getting close unless something happened at the champs. No clue as far as that, because I didn't get to see every single thing. But as far as I can tell, nobody ran a 22.77 or faster at the champs. But one thing that did happen is Serena Cole got out with an injury. What do y'all think about that with Serena getting out an injury in her last year? If I'm not mistaken, this is her last year to compete at champs. I remember, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it Chris Taylor that had an injury coming into that? And I think that kind of adds into some people's narrative that, you know, Jamaica really has this huge thing about champs. And the pressure is so on at the high school level. And I gotta say, that's the same thing in the U.S. I think it's good to have the either the mythology or the mindset that, hey, there's so much pressure at the champs. But the USA has a huge amount of pressure to make it to nationals and everything too. So I think it's a little unfair to say that Jamaica actually just owns the pressure there. But with the amount of injuries that come out right around there, it leads to that credibility. Cole was out. Cole was out, and unfortunately, we didn't get to see the matchup in that 100. But leading up to that, here we go. Oh, you said there's a headwind. Yeah. So we had Alana Reed We had Lana Reed that are going there. So if you, I would like to say, yeah, that different states. I will say this. Kai Love, you said USA is nothing like that. I will say this: different states in different state championships hold different types of crowds. Like Illinois, where I'm from, that state championship is on another level compared to almost every other one in the Midwest. Going to the East, I think California kind of gets close to it. Even Texas may get close to that. Anything else that's in the general area, the states surrounding it, I'm just like, yo, it's kind of dead here. So I can get you on that if you've been to both of them. I haven't been to champs there, but I will say that different things, even cross country in Illinois, I haven't seen a single other state get to that level. It got so bad or so good in cross country in Illinois, and then I'll get back on the topic here, that they started to ban York High School because they won so many freaking times. It was like 5 in a row, 6 in a row, I think is the state record. How many championships? There was a 3, then that was the record, then it was 4, then it was like a loss, then it went to 5, then it went to 6, and there was bands playing. There was all types of stuff, and then they just started making we called it the anti-York rule, so that they wouldn't have a, quote, advantage. It wasn't at home, but Coach Newton would have buses and buses and buses, school buses of people just bringing bands and everybody just playing music there. It was hype. But they had to put a stop to that where you could only play it before the race and not during the race. But yeah, I can see that there's different levels of atmosphere. So I haven't been there. I will say that the levels can be different. I said, reminded you of world championships. I can get you on that one. So getting back to this, Alana Reed destroying everybody else. Let me see if I can bring up. Let's see if they ban. Let's see if they stop the stream. I'm gonna try to play the race, and y'all know I don't really play the races too much, but I'm gonna try to play the race here. All right, we're gonna try to play the race here, and we're gonna see what happens. All right, I'm putting my YouTube stream. That's why I said let's go over to Rumble, because they don't really do the same types of things here. Let's see right here. Let's put it on the screen. I'm going to mute myself. Let me know if you all hear this. I'm actually going to mute myself and see. It is a clean start to Lexus James got a running lane free. Alana Reed begins to storm away. James trying to go in for a third and fourth. 9 on the outside flying. Alana Reed wins it. Look at the time. Look at the time. Positive 1.0 meters per second. Whoa. 10 All right, as you can see, I got the echo of mine, just making sure I can hear it. But yeah, there we go. Now, she destroyed the rest of the field. I would have still liked to see Serena Cole, but I'm not really quite sure she would have been able to hold up for that. Would they have both been able to break 11 seconds right there? And this is kind of crazy. We're going to talk about this, by the way, for the people that are here. Come out tomorrow. We got something. I'm thinking about calling it Young Eyes, Time Lies, or something like that. I don't know. We're talking about only the young athletes tomorrow night. Tomorrow evening, we're going to talk about some of only the young athletes. Right now, I'm going to brush over it because it's a weekly recap, and we're going to talk about some of these right here. But 10.92, because I'm going to do something different on this channel. I literally canceled all the videos I was going to do, and I'm going to just do something completely different. And hopefully the analysis that I bring here is going to be something that's unique. I don't care about the large crowds. Like I said, I never did. I'll destroy the channel, and you see I probably did, but hey, it is what it is. Now, she destroys Veronica Campbell-Brown's record. What was that, like an 11.13? 11.13? Oh yeah, they did shadow ban me. As soon as I start talking about the anti-black racism and everything, I actually used a different YouTube channel. I asked 12 other people to look. It is certain posts that they would show, but most of them they would not. Yeah, that is correct. They did shadow ban me. So that's basically what happened. So if you guys want other people to see it, you guys got to manually share it. So that's causing me, I'm thinking I'm going to go up to the colleges directly and just tell people about it, because that's one thing they can't stop is the ground game. But I've had other things to do, so I haven't done it here. So anyway, like I said, the large crowds really ain't my big thing right here. But here we go. So here's the results right here. 11.13 to a 10. Do you know how big of a gap that is? I know that it was 11:45, but let's do a virtual race with Veronica Campbell Brown here for a second. If you see the gap, let's mute this for a second. That is not close. You see where she is right here. Matter of fact, let's go here. I think that if I was announcing this reminds me of when I was in Indiana and we saw some, I forget the youth's name right there. I forget the youth's name. What I saw is that I said such and such ran so fast that it makes everybody else look like they're running in quicksand. And this is one of those moments. Lana Reed ran so quick that it made everybody else look like they were kind of going backwards. And when you say that's a baby Elaine Thompson Hero, yeah, I can see it. I can see it in the form. I can see it in how she's executing everything. This is going to be very, very, very interesting how this goes. But like I said, I'm going to save it for tomorrow talking about the youth. I think we're going to come back here around 6 p.m. I want to make it out to Jason Black's program because it's at 7. So we're going to do 6 or 6:15, similar time here. So yeah. Now let's move on to the next person real quick. Let's move on to the next person. And Krumi. So he also did some very quick things. And now, while he's not the first athlete to go under 10 at a youth level, still, this was really crazy. So let's play this race real quick. Let's play this race. Let's roll this back. And hopefully this one actually goes full screen. It's not allowing me to go full screen on these for some reason. So I'm just going to play it as it is. Let's take him off the screen. Let's do this.
Sent off and running, great start for Krumi. Also trying to go into the 3
Oh, there it is. My voice is back. Right here, it's over. Let's go back.
Sent off and running, great start for Krumi. Also trying to go into the 3 running. And Krumi on the counter. David Johnson. It's a Krumi. Look at the time.
And the funny thing is here is he kind of like lets up. It's a visual let up. Now I didn't see a interview after the race or anything like that, but it's clear it's a visual let up. It's a very visual let up. So he could definitely have run faster. He's turning around, looking at his opponents. He's saying, "Hey, I got you. I got you." And it's a wrap. It is a freaking wrap. Let's play this without the sound now. He's got a little bit of rocking going on. So he's got some work to do. And he kind of strides it out on him. Right about here. He starts to stride it out on him. Right there. Easing it up to the line. What is that? A good 12, 15 meters to the line. that's some talent right there waiting to happen. We're gonna see. Now there have been some people pushing back. And I don't know, my buddy pushing back. He's habitually been wrong, but like he said, Jamaica has had fast youth, and on the men's side, it hasn't really panned out. Because he was trying to say it with the girls' side too, and I'm like, that's kind of panned out though. But we're gonna move on from there. So I'm gonna save all of this, the biggest stuff, for tomorrow. Now the next person I want to talk about here, we went through Alana Reed and Krumi, Hodge. Oh yeah, let's not forget this one. I know a lot of people here are not the distance crowd, but I want to mention this young lady here, Jodianne Mitchell, right? And for the people that obviously are track and field fans and just not only just smaller event fans, y'all know that she smashed the 1500 record. Now I just lost where that was. So that's unfortunate. Let me pull that up for a second. Yeah, so she broke that 1500 record, which was a 4:29 something. I can't recall that. Let me bring it up real quick. And y'all know whose record that was, right? Natoya Gould. Yeah, 4:29.43. I can't bring up the other one, so I'm going to bring up World Track website real quick. And congratulations to her, because we seeing all types of times go down at the champs. And I want to highlight the 1500. And the reason why I'm going to highlight the 1500 is for this reason. Is because it's going to be very interesting if Jamaica can get an all-around track and field team as well as in the mid-distance. And you already got one of the children of Jamaicans that came back over to run in the 1500, 800 already at the elite level. Then you got Natoya Gould. Once you start getting more people and then you see people get inspired by records being broken, because you know she's going to inspire somebody else. Jodianne Mitchell is going to inspire somebody else just by breaking a record. So I'm going to talk about more of her tomorrow. But this is very, very good. And the person that came in second wasn't too far behind on that record either. As it says here, 4:29.42 in the 1500. What is she? I think 19 years old, if I'm not mistaken. Could be 18. I saw 18. Then World Athletics said 19 based on the birthday and everything. I think during champs she was 18 and then birthday. But here, 4:30.29 for silver. Both of these athletes, Kashay Rowe and Jodianne Mitchell, really got some potential there. Now, Natoya Gould, as of yet, outdoor hasn't gotten a medal, but this is still good enough for me because a lot of times black people really don't be paying attention to distance races over here on the North American sphere, including the islands. We just got to be honest. It's just like sprint, or else it's like, hey, you don't run fast enough, you a distance runner. It's like, no, you're just a slow sprinter, not a distance runner, because distance runners got to run quick. And people are proving that in the 8 and the 15, where they can come in and they can still run, some of them 21 low or 20 point. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Next subject here. We got the Texas relays. All right, we got the Texas relays. Those are the highlight recaps. I know there's a lot more stuff. Today we're not going to be long. Oops, wrong picture. Wrong image. We got Masai Russell working on and off the track, and what she did on the track right here, because I was going to post both of those up anyway, but what she did off the track is that she broke a freaking NCAA record in the 100-meter hurdles. Let's see if I could pull. Now this one, I think the channel is going to get dinged. Let me check this. I haven't gotten any copyright strikes right now, so let's see if we could pull this one up really quick. Darn it, I lost the page, so I'm not going to waste time trying to look for the race again. But anyway, let's pull up this article on watchathletics.com anyway. Shout out to them. They always got the results and the coverage. But Masai Russell's putting in work on and off the track. And here we go. Right here. So, and University of Kentucky, have y'all noticed that all of the major athletes that have medaled at gold or something have come out of University of Kentucky? You got Dalilah Muhammad, Sydney McLaughlin, Camacho Quinn, right? The gold medalist there. We can include all other people too, right? As well, even if they haven't gotten it. But I'm just going to talk about the gold medalists. They are producing, and it don't even matter that some of the coaches have moved on. Like the head coach at University of Texas used to be the hurdle coach there at University of Kentucky. They just got a hurdle school. And when you got a legacy, it's just kind of like LSU. LSU, if the coaches change or whatever, it appears that they producing 100 and 200 meter athletes no matter what. And University of Kentucky, I just want to point that out. They just produce hurdlers. 100, 110, but particularly on the women's side, 100 and 400 meter hurdlers. If you want to bet on somebody and put some money on there you go. Now, in the prelims, now she did run that win aided 10 or 12.61, as it says here. But then in the final, and they had this on the edge. That's a perfect freaking wind gauge right there. That's a perfect win. A perfect tailwind of 2 meters per second. Like anything wrong, 2.1 record wouldn't account. So she got a perfect tailwind, 12.36 seconds. Congratulations to her. And then Aaliyah Armstrong. I actually thought it would have been a closer race between Armstrong and Russell. But since I can't bring up that race here, because I don't have that pulled up here, we're just going to ignore watching the race recap. They said, did all that just for Aaliyah and Akira to come snatch that medal at NCAA. Well, at the Texas relays, well, yeah, true. I'll give you that we'll see what happens at the outdoor championships. But as far as the Texas relay, she got the gold there. Unless I looked at the wrong results in the wrong race. Because this was the final right here. But I think that we will see Akira Nugent on some other stuff. And it's going to be a good competition later on. Let me do this. I had to second guess myself. I'm like, wait a minute. Did I see the same race there? And I did. So we're going to go over some of the results. And I'm going to fly through these because we're going to be off in about 10 minutes here. So I'm just going to pull up some of the highlights of some of this. So this is going to be the first day. We don't have anything too much there. It's decathlon, hammer, heptathlon. No disrespect to any of the field events. Y'all know I normally cover all of that. Texas relays is more known for just the open sprints and the relays, of course, than it is for distance. So I'm not really going to cover any of those. I'm going to cover the pole vault. Decent competition. They did go over 18 feet, so that was a decent competition with Alexander Slinkman of Rice University, 5.51 meters. So not on the up and up there. Mackenzie Hayward, Arkansas, 4.15 meters for the pole vault. And I'm just going to blaze through this one. What am I looking for here? Nothing else on that day. Then we had the first round of the hurdles and that. So we're going to talk about also the relays there. We had Sha'Carri Richardson. We had Aaliyah Hobbs. We had everybody there. Desiree Bryant. We had every one of the pretty much American pros. We had a couple people from Hurdle Mechanic that were doing it. And here's a question I want to ask y'all. Now that I'm remembering it, because I had this in my notes. I want y'all to think about this for a second. Who do y'all think is a better hurdle coach? Kersey or Boogie Johnson? Because when you think about it, Boogie Johnson, and I know this isn't today's topic, just think about this, not necessarily to answer it now, because I am going to have that as I'm going to cover the hurdles. But who do y'all think is the better coach? Because when I looked at the Olympics, and it might have been the World Championships, but the Olympics, every single person in that field, if my memory serves me correctly, it was like split down the middle. 4 from the Kersey camp, 4 from the Boogie Johnson camp. And it's like, man, hurdle mechanic is just eating up everybody. So just keep that in mind. Who do y'all think is at the pro level a better hurdle coach? And that means for records, that means for golds, because just like Boogie Johnson said, they wrote the manual on how to run that event. She changed up the steps. People are imitating her. So we'll just leave that right there and look at it that way. All right. Then you got the qualifying at the time. It was the meet record, Julian Alfred and Kavana Davis, some notable names to mention on the Texas relays here for that first round. Then you got Masai Russell that was running the first leg there. Pretty decent. Everybody qualified here through to the first round. Where are we at? I did not see every single one, so I was not familiar with the timed final. Can somebody tell me what the difference of that is? I'm not even familiar with how those go. Then we had the women's 100 open. We had Mackenzie Long from Ole Miss. 10.8. Obviously, the wind was going freaking crazy. That's why it was not mentioned on this channel. 3.8 meters per second. Now, what do they do when the wind is all crazy? Do y'all think it should be a better system on how they do the next qualifiers and everything? Oh, you talk about now I'm looking at the comments where you said talk about NCAA champs. You said Boogie Kersey just wants records. Yeah, probably so. And then we got Chukwuma, Rosemary for Texas Tech. Now, I think still she shows out. She's always there. She shows out. Kavana Davis, another notable name. Those top 3 obviously should have made it through. Now, let's go to the next day. Gonna skip through this because I could just walk us through, but I'm not gonna do that one. We're gonna go straight to the finals. No. Am I skipping a day or something? Did I miss? Okay, hold on just a second. Where's the final? Final. Where are we at? It should be same day then. I am freaking blind. Y'all, I'm going blind. I've done this before. I can see something in front of my face and then be blind to it. I've been told that. Oh my goodness. But in the meantime, while I'm looking for this and being complete. Okay, there's the men's final right here. Where is the women's final? I'll see that in just a second when I'm done being blind. So we got Isaiah Trussell for Northern Iowa, 10.16. All right, pretty decent. They had a 1.6 meter tailwind, so decent. Tarsis Orgot of Alabama. Orgot typically shows up here for the relays, sophomore. All right. Then we got Austin Cressley of Iowa. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not going to say anything and I don't know based on that. Yeah, that's what I thought it was on Saturday. But I cannot. I am blind for these. Okay, women's. There we go. Okay, Mackenzie Long, 11 flat. Anthea Charlton of Kentucky, 11.13. Rosemary Chukwuma, 11.21. Like I said, she typically shows up. We'll see her most likely in the finals, depending on how she actually competes at the NCAAs or making it through the rounds, actually. So I look forward to seeing her, or at least I personally track her because she shows up indoor. She's been showing up outdoor, and I think that she is an athlete to watch. Not to win anything, but to show up, to watch, make a final, potentially surprise some people as a dark horse, outside dark horse pick. What happened to Kavana Davis? Now, that's one thing that I was not aware of. Do you all know what happened to her? Did she pull up? Was it because she did something else? And let's go over to the 4x1s. 4x4, no. Boom. All right. Is it because it was too close to the 100 or something like that? Now, Texas winded up winning that. Julian Alfred, Davis, championship record, meet record. So this is pretty good. Now, this wasn't too far off from the pros with that 41.8, even though Aaliyah Hobbs was kind of jogging toward the end. But this kind of shows you where it is. And at the pro level, I'll leave that where it is. But this was a pretty decent race. I don't have too much commentary on it, other than I can't show this on YouTube, which is why I'm going to start doing stuff either on Patreon or Rumble. Rumble's going to be free, obviously. Patreon has a paywall there, but I'm not on Instagram. I'm not going to do that. I know some people do Instagram and do those commentaries. I'm not going to necessarily do that, but congratulations to Texas, meet record. That's why I brought this one up, and I'm trying to look for the pro with that. I think that's the invitational one. So right here, setting up this race here, off of there. Jefferson opened it up, kind of got a decent amount of jump on the rest of the field. Steiner put in work on that back straightaway. Steiner put in work on the rest of the field on that back straightaway. I'm actually a little bit surprised because I thought Steiner was decent, but just better in the 200. And then I forgot, you know what? 200-meter athletes actually can do pretty well, and she's not a slouch in the 100 either. But 200-meter athletes like Prandini can do well in the 100, 4x1, especially with that running start. When you got a rolling start to that, and you got a few extra meters, that does make a huge difference in that 100, especially when it comes to the relays. But Steiner destroyed a lot of the rest of the field on the back straightaway. Briscoe, I think she got out pretty decent from a block, but just didn't necessarily hold that. It was a lot. I had to rewatch this over and over and over so many different times in order to get that. As a matter of fact, I think I am going to take a chance and try to bring this one up on the screen. So y'all give me just a second so I can go pull this up. We probably about to get dinged for a copyright strike, but I think I'm okay with that. Let's see. All right. Let's do this. All right. Oh, yeah, I forgot I play everything on 2X.
Winner.
Prandini, such a fantastic runner on those turns, as well as we saw on her home track.
Let's see how long it takes me to get
championships
with the copyright.
Behind the discus cage back there, that will be the anchor leg. Aaliyah Hobbs go, and more like a Kinnison as well.
Fair use, YouTube. Fair use. I'm doing commentary on it. And plus, the resolution is horrible.
University of Georgia, they are deep into the pool here.
All right.
USA Stars, Javion Oliver, champ.
Yeah, you know what? You are right.
Javion
Oliver did put in work to get out there. Yep.
Do we have to call this race, or can we just watch it? Let it just wash over us.
I know, right? That's how I feel sometimes when I'm announcing races. I'm like, dang, can I just watch it without having to speak?
Don't really have a lot of opportunity to pass the baton.
I felt that so many times.
See some
I'm like,
pretty raggedy passing, and hopefully that's not the case.
Ask Edric Florial, how did you assemble this kind of talent? I just called Dennis Mitchell, called Boogie Johnson, called some friends and said, hey, can you bring your gals over here? And my goodness, off they go. Those are the best the USA has to offer. Pass up top. The USA has to offer. Friends and said, hey, can you bring your gals over here? And my goodness, off they go. Those are the best the USA has to offer. Pass. The best the USA has to offer. Pass up top. Abby Steiner has it, but she's got ground to make up for sure. Out there, what appears to be in lane 8, Micaiah Briscoe to Brittany Brown. All the sticks successfully passed. There's Jenna Prandini coming through, and in lane 6, we're going to watch Sha'Carri Richardson. There she is in lane 6. Has to offer. Pass up top. Abby Steiner has it, but she's got ground to make up for sure. Out there, what appears to be in lane 8, Micaiah Briscoe to Brittany Brown. All the sticks successfully passed. There's Jenna Prandini coming through, and in lane 6, we're going to watch Sha'Carri Richardson. There she is in lane 6. Lane 6, we're going to watch Sha'Carri Richardson. Watch Sha'Carri Richardson. There she is in lane 6, trying to track down a watch Sha'Carri Richardson. There she is in lane 6, trying to track down Aaliyah Hobbs. Gabby Thomas closest to you on the screen, but nobody's getting Aaliyah Hobbs. She's through, and Sha'Carri Richardson comes in second, and just behind is Gabby Thomas. Trains down here with Tanja Buford-Bailey in Austin. It is the U. Successfully passed. There's Jenna Prandini coming through, and in lane 6, we're going to watch Sha'Carri Richardson. There she is in lane 6, we're going to watch Sha'Carri Richardson. Prandini coming through, and in lane 6, we're going to watch Sha'Carri Richardson.
I've been talking the entire time. I've been asking questions, and I've been saying something the entire time. Let me go back over here. I did not just play this back just to play it back. Let me go through some of the commentary. Dang. So let me
these
go
all-star
through this.
teams oftentimes
Thank you
don't
for
really
letting
have
me
a
know.
lot of opportunity to pass the baton.
Dang, I was saying.
Edric Florial. My goodness,
Here
off
we
they go.
Let's do this again. back straight away.
Those are the
We
best
got
the USA has to
obviously Oliver to TT Terry in the lead back there. I would say, what is this? She's second to last, the handoff right there, and then puts in.
He's got ground to make up for sure. Out there, what appears to be in lane 8,
Passing off to Prandini, probably like third or something like that, second or third.
Stick successfully.
All right, now this is where Prandini does put in some work.
Prandini coming through, and
Prandini's a reliable curve runner. Now, here's the thing I wanted y'all to look at. We got Gabby Thomas and Sha'Carri Richardson. Now, here's the thing. And then we got Aaliyah Hobbs. Now, going back to, let me make sure I can hear myself. Okay, yeah, we can hear it now. Thank y'all for letting me know. Now, going back to over here, what you all were saying, Kai Love here. You said Sha'Carri got ran down. Now, one question I said, do y'all think, and I shudder to say this, do y'all think this makes Sha'Carri Richardson, quote, back? I don't want to say that at all, because then this will be a running meme every single year. Sha'Carri Richardson is back. Doesn't make the team. Sha'Carri Richardson is back. Knocked out of the rounds. Sha'Carri Richardson is back. And then eventually, if you scream it loud enough, and if somebody keeps putting in the work, you eventually may be right. It's like the people that kept saying, doomsday, economy's going to drop. And then they're like geniuses or something. They said it for freaking 15 years straight. Then the economy dropped 2007, 2008 or something like that. Then they were like, wow, yeah, it's crashed, gold. Yeah, eventually you're going to be right, because every time there is going to be a drop in things. But how many times you got to be completely butt-arse wrong before it's there? So I would say, do y'all say that this makes Sha'Carri Richardson competitive? He said, no, heck no. She looks too thin. Hey, she might be a little thin. Now, when you say that Aaliyah Hobbs and Richardson gets it off, this, like I said, the resolution is bad. So I was saying fair use YouTube earlier. I already know they're going to ding me. That's what they did. I made the video private the last time I did something like this, and they dinged me while it was private. So that means they got their monitors on here. Now, Gabby Thomas got a pretty damn good exchange right here. This is one of the best exchanges that you could ask for.
Richardson.
Now, I would say that she could do a little better, but she's on the outside of the lane right here. She's on the outside of the lane, taking full advantage of that. She's on the inside. She's on the outside. Doing a blind exchange right there. Great. She put her hand back and grabbed it forward. She went back, forward, all in one smooth motion. Leah Hobbs and Prandini. Now, they didn't have the smoothest exchange. I think they had the second best exchange from what I can observe. Sha'Carri Richardson, she got her elbow dinged or whatever, where she had to turn around. So this is what I will say. The momentum with her having to turn around, while she did get it at a similar time, look at Aaliyah Hobbs right here.
Richardson
did not have to slow down or anything. Now, going back over here
in lane 6, we're
to Richardson. Let's look here. She had to look. She basically stutter stepped a little bit. That slowed down some of the momentum. So that is where she lost the momentum. So with that being said, her losing momentum, going against Gabby Thomas, there's no way she was going to catch Aaliyah Hobbs. I couldn't even see, even if they were even, neck and neck, Aaliyah Hobbs got her number this year. She's just on a high. And you know, sometimes when athletes are on a high, it's darn near improbable to stop them. Just like, what was that? Shelly Ann Fraser-Price. She was on a high, had one loss. And it was literally from what I had called before. I said it seems like she might get hurt, or she might get a little hurt. And then the way she's doing it here, and then she's gonna come back. And it's like I wrote the freaking script. I might not be right all the time. I'm freaking dang accurate. All right? I'm accurate on these things. And so here we go. Y'all said Gabby is not as good on the fourth leg, you said. Didn't they have her as anchor though? They had her anchoring at the for Team USA. So at the Olympics at the very least. So maybe that's just them doing something consistent, saying, hey, look, we're going to put you on the anchor again. I think that's probably the best room for her, to be honest. Either that or the curve. It's either that or the curve, but they already got 200 athletes on the curve, so they kind of leaving her to run the straightaway. And since she's already used to doing it, I think that is. I can agree with you that that's probably not her best, but head to head, I think with her and Shakira,
trying to track down Aaliyah Hobbs, Gabby Thomas closest.
This kind of gives
screen,
me some more credence to Shakira looking pretty good. She had to turn around, did not have a good exchange whatsoever. So I think that makes Shakira Richardson competitive. Gabby Thomas is back. Let's see what she does. Hopefully, she's worked through her injuries, because you know Gabby Thomas is injury prone. Yet another injury prone athlete. For the people that are not familiar, and they were only familiar with Gabby Thomas when she ran that 21.63, and I said that was like a one-off thing. Once again, wrote it like a script. I said in a real time, that's a 21.8. And what did she do at the Olympics? 21.8. It was a one-off type of feel. Fire her other leg. LOL. I know, right? This is what they got these relays for, to test them out. Man, the men should be really doing these a lot better. Because, I don't know, Team USA could do it for the women, but the men can't seem to get a stick around without us breathing every single time saying, are they going to drop it this time? Are they going to drop it this time? Sure, they won the last year, but are they going to drop it the next time? That's all I'm thinking of. I'm like, They said, I don't know about Shakira. She does well on American soil against her peers. She didn't even do well on American soil. I think that might be some of the memory you might have. Think about it. She didn't do well at the champs. At USA Championship, she got knocked out, the first round? Nah, she doesn't necessarily even do well on American soil. She's actually pretty consistent. Internationally, she'll finish first or second, because she does do that, even with other people. Remember, she was able to beat, what is that? Shelly Ann before. The only person I don't think she's beaten in a head-to-head matchup is Elaine Thompson-Herah. Maybe even Dina Asher-Smith. But if I'm not mistaken, she got Dina. And that was when Dina's opening race or something. Either that or she got second. But the only person she has not beat, because you got to think about it. She's beat Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, but then the excuse would be, well, Shelly Ann, it was early season. Hey, a win is a win. That's the way I look at it, right? Because at some point, then we keep changing the narrative a little bit too much for everybody. If we be consistent, if you say USA soil against her peers, she's beaten a Shelly Ann before. Internationally, too. She's beaten these other athletes internationally. The thing she hasn't been able to do, you saying when it's raining? I know she may want to move to Great Britain so that she could go get the rain weather. Like Dina Asher-Smith just Dina be popping out fast times when it's cold and raining. It's like that's her second nature right there. She's used to it. So maybe Shakira needs to move there. But if we being consistent, getting back to that, I think Shakira Richardson is just not a consistent athlete. And I said that last year. I said if she does another season with this, then I'm going to have to deem her. Because I look back at the previous 2 seasons with all athletes. That's the most consistent. Because that's the body of work that an athlete, I don't know what it is about the 2-year. I found it out when I looked at the statistics with athletes. The 2-year pullback is where you see the athletes. I'll mute this now, so we could at least have this going on in the background. The 2-year pullback is what I found. This is what I've said here. Anybody else that say it on another channel, got it here. I've said it on plenty of videos in the past, but I'm making it more plain. It's the 2-year count back. Whatever the athlete has done in the previous 2 seasons leading up to this, that's the reliable metric that you can do. Which is why I said Elaine Thompson-Herah is very shaky to get any type of gold. Because of previous, and with that, when I skip with her and go back to every single world championship, she ain't look. If it's world championship year, I don't even need to go to 2 years. I just go back to say she ain't getting the gold most likely because something happens all the time during the world championship years. But going back on the 2 previous seasons, she might actually have a chance of getting a gold and a medal because she won the Olympics and she got a medal at the World Championships in the 100. So now, going based on that rule of mine, she actually is in contention to get a gold. And you say Sha'Carri looks too thin. That might just be her lightweight. I get what you're saying, though. She does look a little bit different, even the previous season. Maybe that's just her putting in work. Maybe it's her something going on. But she looks a little different. I think it's just because of her hair or something. Because y'all know how it is. Sometimes the athletes come around and you might be just looking around and expecting them to... It could be her uniform, too. I don't really see her too much on that. She's usually more flashy. I can't say that she does look that different as far as thin to me. She looks about the same. She's a very thin athlete. She's still got a muscle definition as far as I can see. Even looking at them standing around, I don't see what you're seeing as far as the sunken eyes. As far as that, you said Elaine Thompson-Herah is done winning gold. Dang. But let me go for one more thing here, guys. I said this was going to be short. It went a little bit longer because I didn't know I was muted. Let me go for one more thing. Y'all did not expect this one. Now, for the people that are following track and field, you probably already saw this. But did y'all see... Matter of fact, let me see if I can do this. Yes, they're allowing me to do this. Fair use, YouTube. Fair use. Before y'all try to ding me for this one. I'm surprised I didn't get dinged with these. It's probably because it's not NBC. Did y'all see this?
6, Godet Isaacs from Western Province.
Did y'all see Wade Van Niekerk?
Anelia Zwanzwa in 7 and Ivan Feldenace in 8.
Did y'all see this race? Like, did y'all see this race right here?
Time they're away, first time, lovely start, and look out for now. Wade Panikak in lane 4. He's got Light Pillay. He's going to hunt down first. He's his main opposition there in the Central Gauteng colours.
All right, Wade Van Niekerk. Let's replay this for a second because you know how he is. You can't play it the whole way.
This time they're away, first time, lovely start.
Let's do this for a second.
In lane 6. In lane 6, Godet Isaacs from Western Province.
You know, live Pile be putting in the work now.
7 and Ivan Feldenace in 8.
They said if Colleen Daly said if Elaine doesn't win, another Jamaican will be in place. Yeah. Okay, so for the people that didn't know, this was the South African Championships. He's in lane 4 right here. Live Pile is on his outside, and look at this.
This time they're away, first time, lovely start.
It's the fastest
and
he's
look out
run
for now. Wade Panikak in lane 4. He's got Light
16.
Pillay. He's going to hunt down first. He's his main opposition there in the Central Gauteng colours. Guardia Isaacs has gone out well.
Here he is right here.
But now Wade Panikak is measuring his pace against Pillay. He's hunting him down now, inching closer and closer. Isaacs is on the outside, going very well in the colours of Western Province.
All right, look at this.
The gap between
Man,
him and
dude,
and
I wish the resolution
but
was a little
Pillay
better.
is not
But
giving
man,
up.
look
It's
at
not,
this. He's
little
looking
surge there
strong,
from,
powerful.
Panikak
Nothing wrong with this
now
form.
he's going, he's
putting it in. I am excited about this one.
Welcome back to South Africa. Welcome back to South African champion Wade
And he
Panikak.
eased up at the line of 44.17.
What a race, beautifully
Now,
measured
obviously,
and
it's their chance, so they're peaking a little
absolutely
bit early,
perfectly
just
by
like,
the
you know,
world record holder.
different things like that.
The 45,
Australia just had their thing. Zoe
44,
Hobbs
17,
is
unofficially
doing
also
her
the
thing
world
down there.
leading time at the moment.
100.
What a performance
All right.
by this man, Wade
You know, she has the
Panikak.
Oceania record. You know, we always got to cover that. Everybody's not going to be the overall champ. All right, this is head and shoulders above the rest. So, if, like I said, you're in the top 30, you bronze late, and you're consistent for 2 years, you get up in there. So all of those athletes like that.
He set it up on that back straight.
Man, this man is back.
Pillay. He knew
I
what he had to
just
do.
wonder
Keep the other
what's going to
fastest man in
happen.
the,
He's
race,
playing the
in his sights,
gauntlet now.
and then
Is that
on
why
the
what's his
discount-
name from the U.S. is saying, yo, I ain't trying to run the 400 now. I want to run the 1 and the 2. Is that why? Did he know something we didn't know? Is there something? Are they in the same training camp? Is there something that he knew? Because I don't know. Because some people are moving away from the 400 and going down to the 100 and 200, trying to put their hat in the field there. And I'm just wondering, all right, is it because Wade Van Niekerk, did y'all know what was going to happen ahead of time? Did y'all know what was going to happen ahead of time? All right, a 44.17. So congratulations to him. This has been a weekly recap. Come out tomorrow. All right, come out tomorrow. Do not forget, we got something that we're covering the youth. Not sure what I'm going to name it, but I think I'm going to take a different take, a unique take on it. Right now, our channel is shadow banned. If you want people to see it, smash the like button. The like isn't going to help people see it. You got to actually share it. So people before, when you were sharing on WhatsApp, because they buried the videos. Once I start talking about the anti-black racism here, some of the people are not comfortable. But I found out most of the people are fine. Because it's anti-black racism in sports, in the coverage. Like what they did with Sha'Carri. There was an article that I was reading. They said she failed a drug test and tried to imply that she was using some steroids. And then later on, they said something. And this was just yesterday with the article that they wrote because she ran on the 4x1. And then they said, oh, she said it was weed. She said, what you mean? It was weed. That's what she failed for, marijuana. So they really do all of this stuff. So for the people that are not wanting to see it, even when they see it or when they don't want to hear it, hey, that's not my problem. It's there, but I called that out. So they shadow ban the channel and they delete some of my posts when I have it up there. I've already screenshotted it. I talked to YouTube already directly. They have shadow banned this channel. But it's okay, because we know where people come to watch the content, even if it's got 100 views or 40,000 views. That's where my range is. If it's got 100 views or 40,000, they come here to watch. They use some of the talking points that are here. I'm not really too concerned with that. So if you guys want to see that, share manually with other people, because that's the only way we're going to see it and we're going to grow this channel. One last thing. Thank you all for coming out today. This has been Head and Shoulders ATR, where we cover athletes, performances, and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. We will be covering Boogie Johnson. We will be covering the Kersey Camp. We will be covering other coaches. I think it's nice that we cover the athletes. It's nice that people have interviews with the athletes, but let's do a different type of analysis of what things are happening. And tomorrow, we're going to cover the youth. So come here tomorrow at 6 p.m. or 6:15. Even if you don't see the notification, I am guaranteed tomorrow to be here at 6 p.m. Central USA time. So join us then. I'll catch you all in the next one. Appreciate you all.